Hello everyone. So today's video topic is about the structure of the large intestine and the functions of the large intestine. Before starting the topic, we need to understand about the functions of the liver and the pancreas. So we have already studied in previous lecture about the liver and the pancreas in short, but we had to understand about the structure of the liver, or we can say the features of the liver that provide while digestion in the small intestine. So starting with the topic, that is what is the function of the liver in the digestive system. So we all know that the liver is the largest gland that is present in the body, and it is in reddish brown in color or situated on the right side of the upper side of the abdomen. And we can also say that the main function of the liver in the digestive system is to secrete the bile juice that is stored in the gallbladder. So gallbladder here is a sac-like structure or a baggy-like structure that contains the bile juice, which is further used in the digestion process for the inside the small intestine. So this bile is basically for the digestion of the fats or that is present in the ingested food that we take inside in our mouth. Now the second topic, that is about the pancreas. So what is pancreas? So a pancreas is basically a large cream color gland that secrete the pancreatic juice, and it is situated just below the stomach. So this pancreatic juice consists of 2-3 enzymes that we have already studied about, the protease, amylase and the lipase enzymes. So these juice take part in the digestion of the carbohydrates, digestion of lipids and the proteins. So if you take an example of amylase, so amylase enzymes helps the food or the helps the starch to break down into the maltose, while the lipase enzymes helps the breakdown of the complex fats into the simple fat. So we can say that hence it is a small intestine where carbohydrates get converted, or we can say are broken down into the simple sugar that is known by the term glucose. Second one, that is the fat are broken down into the fatty acid and the glycerol. Third one, that is protein. So proteins are broken down into the amino acid. So what happened to the digested food from here? So we all know that the nutrients from the digested food pass into the blood vessels, which is already present in the walls of the small intestine. So this process is known by the term absorption. So here we can say that the small intestine have special structures that aids in the absorption of the digested food. We should also know about the weight of a human liver is around 1.6 kg, and the liver is only organ that of the body which has the capacity to regenerate itself. And we can also say that the pancreas also regulate the level of the sugar in our blood. So this was about the functions and the structure of the liver and the pancreas that helps in the digestion. And from here we will start the topic, that is the large intestine. So we all know that the digested food get absorbed into the blood vessels in the small intestine and is transported to all the body parts by these blood vessels. So this is also known by the term assimilation. Assimilation. Assimilation is basically a process in which the food or the digested food get transported to the all body parts through these blood vessels. Now from here, what happens to the undigested and the unabsorbed food materials? So the undigested food materials enters into the large intestine, but it is shorter in length, about 1.5 meter. We had already seen the length of the small intestine, that is almost about 7.5 meter, but in the case of large intestine, the length of the large intestine is about 1.5 meter, but it is wider than the small intestine. So what is the function of the large intestine during the process of digestion? So the large intestine absorbs the water and the remaining salts from the undigested food, or we can say the remaining salts from the undigested food materials. So the remaining food materials or the waste materials are then enters into rectum, and it is stored there in the form of semi-solid feces. That is, the facial materials is finally removed from the body through our anus. That is the last point, and this process is known by the term egestion. Now we had already known about the term that is the ingestion, which is the food intaken through our mouth. But egestion is the term that means the facial material that is removed from our body through anus. This process is known as egestion, and the food taken through ourselves inside our mouth is the process that is known by the term ingestion. So this was about the digestion. We can also say that therefore the digestion of the food start in the mouth, or the process of digestion continue in the stomach and the small intestine, and the absorption of the nutrients also occurs in the small intestine through the process of diffusion, active transport, and the facilitated transport. So we will understand about these topics or the importance of the diffusion in the next part of the video. Till then, thanks for watching this video.